Alright everybody, it is time! It is time for the top 10 Funko Pops voted by you of 2020. So let's get started. Now, I actually have the list on my computer right here, and the sad thing is about this is that I don't have every single one of these characters. It's been kind of tough to get specific Funko Pops this year, and even ordering them online has been really tough because the shipping is super slow because of how backed up they are because of the holidays and everything else going on. So I grabbed, I think maybe 6 or 7 of the characters. I don't have every single one. You guys will see as we go through the video which ones I have. It's kind of sad because I don't have the #1 Funko Pop of 2020, but if you guys would like to see a video on that one soon, I'll try to order one or at least find one to show off to you guys. But anyways, let's get started with number 10. Hold on guys, before we actually get into the video, I forgot to tell you how we came up with the top 10 of 2020. So over on my Instagram, where we have about 50,000 followers, I let all of them vote on my story which one they thought was their favorite of 2020. And then I took all of your favorite figures from 2020 and tallied up the most voted ones, and we put them into a bracket of 36, so that way they could go head to head for the #1 spot. And over the last week or two, all of you guys voted on what you thought was the best Funko Pops of 2020 by knocking them out one by one. So here's what you guys came up with. Alright, so coming in at number 10, we have the Carl and Ellie New York Comic Con exclusive movie moment. And I just really enjoy this Funko Pop, and this is from the beginning of the movie when they're painting up their house to be all of those different funky colors, and then they're painting the mailbox, and they happen to get a little bit of paint on it, so they both put their handprint on the mailbox. And I think this was just an amazing scene for Funko to capture in a movie moment like this, and I think they really killed it with this figure. I just love the little details on this. Like, Ellie actually has a little bit of red on the end of the paintbrush where she's painting her name on there, and then also Carl even has that little bit of purple paint on his hand that was accidentally put onto the mailbox. And I think maybe not yet. This looks like right about before she was about to put her hand onto the mailbox. So this is a really, really nice scene, and we haven't seen Carl and Ellie in Funko Pop form at this age. We've seen them, I'm looking over there, we've seen them young, which we did show off in the top 10 of last year, but we've never seen them at like their mid, probably 20s to 30s. And if you wanted to pick up this figure, this was exclusive to New York Comic Con 2020, and this was kind of a tough one to get because I'm pretty sure this one was shared with Box Lunch. Now, Funko was nice enough to actually send this one over to me, and pretty much the entire New York Comic Con 2020 lineup to show to you guys a little bit early, so this is how I did get this one, because I don't know how I would have got it on Box Lunch because it did sell out really quickly. Now, coming in at number 9, we have another New York Comic Con exclusive, and this right here is probably the most famous Phantom in the world because I don't know another one. It's Danny Phantom. Now, this one right here is one that I know a lot of people had wanted for a really long time, and this figure does look great. This is one of Dan Hartman's creations, and if you guys don't know, he also makes Fairly Odd Parents, so I'm hoping that they do make Fairly Odd Parents Funko Pops in the future because I would love to see at least Timmy, and then oh, I almost forgot Cosmo and Wanda's names. But anyways, let's get back into Danny Phantom here because this is just such an amazing character. They even made this one floating so he could have that kind of like wisp at the end of the actual Phantom part of Danny Phantom. And overall, this is just a really, really well done figure. And this is the only way that you could get the Danny Phantom is at New York Comic Con 2020. And it doesn't look like they're going to be making another one anytime soon. And maybe if they were to make another Danny Phantom, they could do it like the one on the back of the box here. Well, it's not like another Funko Pop, but it does show a good illustration of what the figure could look like. And it is this version right here, him standing there with his arms crossed, because I feel like it's different enough that people wouldn't be angry that they're remaking the character. Now, coming in at number 8, this is one of the Funko Pops that I do not own, but this right here is the 10-inch Mandalorian holding the child, and the Mandalorian is even chrome, so it is really just a jam-packed character full of some really amazing stuff. And if you guys want to see what it looks like, there it is, kind of like in comparison to what it would look like on the table. That's probably about the height of like a 10-inch Funko Pop, and that right there just looks amazing. I am such a big fan of this character right here. It's just I never saw it in stores, so I was never able to pick one up, so it is too bad that I couldn't get one because I really wanted to show it off to you guys today. So maybe we'll get it in the future, I'm not too sure. But when I do see it in stores, I will definitely be picking it up and reviewing it for you guys. Now, coming in at number 7, we have another New York Comic Con exclusive. New York Comic Con 2020 was jam-packed full of really great Funko Pops that everybody really wanted. And this one here at number 7 is Mermaid Man from SpongeBob. And I'm really surprised that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy weren't a 2-pack. I feel like it would have been a lot better because then they both would have been on the list for the top 10 of 2020. But it looks like you guys wanted to pick one of them, so you you picked Mermaid Man right here. And this one here, I would say is a good choice. Barnacle Boy is kind of inferior to Mermaid Man, even though I really do enjoy both of them. But this one here just has so much great detail, and I know a lot of people really do enjoy these two in the SpongeBob series, so it totally makes sense why this made it on the top 10 of 2020. And now that they are making weird characters like the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, I do hope that they kind of go through the SpongeBob series and find different characters like this, because I would love people like maybe Patchy or the Hashling Slasher, or what's another one? I don't know, Gary by himself. There's just so many great characters that they could make, or even some of the older ones they could redo in a brand new sculpt, and I would buy all of them. And Funko, if you're watching, I mean, I would buy every single one you make. I love SpongeBob. Alright guys, now coming in at number 6, we have the first chase on this list, and if you guys don't know what a chase is, it's kind of like they make a normal character, and then they make a 1 in 6 variant, so every 5 characters, the 6th one is then this version right here, so it's a little bit tougher to get, but it is really fun when you can find them in stores, and I was lucky enough to find this one, so let's show it off. This one right here is the 1986 The Joker. Now this one right here was played by Jack Nicholson, and I just love this Funko Pop. This thing is too amazing. Now the body on this one is exactly the same, but the head is completely different. If you guys want to see what the normal version of the Funko Pop looked like, there it is right there. It's also on the back of the box if you guys have this figure. And for me personally, having both of them, I feel like if you want to complete the Batman series, you're going to want to get both of these and not just the chase, because sometimes the chase is just like, you know, it's metallic, or it's glow in the dark, or it's, you know, flocked. So it's not too different, but for this one here, they literally changed the entire head sculpt. So instead of having that nice face paint as well as a huge hat, it's got a different hat on, which is metallic, and then the face paint is kind of like running off, almost like it was raining on his face, and you can start to see the normal skin tones underneath it. So I think it is a really, really well done pop, and I'm so glad that Funko did this instead of making it 2 separate figures. Now coming in at number 5, I feel like a lot of you guys knew that this one right here was going to be on the list. This is probably the biggest show of 2020, and we have, you guys ready for this one? The Child. Now I'm not surprised that this one made the top 10 of 2020. I'm surprised that there are 4 more figures ahead of this one, and this was probably one of the biggest shows of 2020. But anyways, let's just get into this character here, because I am such a big fan of this one, and I feel like this one did so well because of the cuteness factor of the Child. You can see he's got his little hand out reaching for, I know a lot of people joked about it, fruit gummies, or you know, he's using the Force, or whatever it is, but just overall, I think Funko really killed it with this character, and I love the huge ears on this one. And I feel like if they did give this one a normal box and kind of shrunk his ears, or made them kind of like pinned back or something, I feel like it wouldn't have been as good. So I'm glad that they didn't sacrifice the character, and they actually changed up the box, so that way it still fit on your shelf if you turn it this way, but you still get those huge ears on the Funko Pop. Alright guys, now this next figure, I don't technically have it. Well, I have half of the character, and this one here, you guys will see what I mean in a second. It is the Sleeping Beauty Castle with, well, Walt Disney, but I've got the Mickey Mouse version. So I can't show off the Walt Disney Funko Pop. So I can't show off the Walt Disney part of this, which I feel like is the reason why most people voted for this. But at least we can show off the huge figure inside of here, which is the Sleeping Beauty Castle. Both of these figures came with the exact same Disneyland castle. So it does kind of suck that I don't have the version with Walt Disney. It's actually really tough to order that one. I can't ship that one to Canada because for some reason the Disney store ships a lot of stuff to Canada, but they don't ship Funko Pops here. And then I can't even ship it to Grant, which is the one that helps me out with all of my USA packages, because they don't accept a Canadian credit card. Like, I'm literally shipping it within the US and it won't accept it. Anyways, doesn't really matter. Let's just check out the castle for today. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I really do enjoy the Mickey Mouse that comes with this one, but it makes sense why the Walt Disney one made it on the list and not this one, because that was the first ever Walt Disney Funko Pop. So let's just take a closer look at the actual castle here. I love that it's got the gate in the front there. All of the flags are really well detailed. And I'm wondering, this here has a blue flag in the back. Is that actually a blue flag at the Disney parks? I want to know that. Maybe I'll look into that and see if it is. Because if it is, that's some really great attention to detail on Funko's part. But yeah, guys, just overall, if you wanted to get the Disney castle, you now can in Funko Pop form. And now I guess we can at least show the Walt Disney glam shot. And if you guys want to take a little bit of a closer look at it, you can see that he is holding a plush of Mickey Mouse, and I think that was a really, really nice addition to the character, because a lot of the photos that you do see of Walt Disney, he is holding a little plush Mickey. Now this next one is another Funko Pop that I do not have in my collection yet. This is the 2-pack of Morgan Stark and Tony Stark. And I did pre-order this one, so it will be coming in very soon, and when I do get it, we will review it on the channel 100%. This figure right here is so well done. I love that they actually gave Morgan Stark a Funko Pop, because before this, you could not get a figure of her. And this figure does glow in the dark. So the eyes on the rescue suit as well as the separate little Iron Man helmet both glow. And I'm pretty sure the hologram version of Tony Stark does glow as well, because if it doesn't, that wouldn't make sense. But I'm pretty sure it does. And just overall, I think it was a really heartfelt moment within the movie, so I think it is really cool that Funko did turn this into a Funko Pop, and I think it would have been a little bit cooler if they made it into a moment instead of like 3 separate pieces, but it still does look really great. Okay, now coming in at number 2, we've got another problem here. I don't have this exact character. I actually thought I bought this exact character, but then I got it in the car and I realized that it's not the same Funko Pop at all. So this one here is the Mandalorian flying just without the child. So for some reason, the exclusive version is just less cool. Also guys, this has nothing to do with the video, but I did want to show this off. While I was buying this figure, I was digging around in the WandaVision Funko Pops, and I happened to find the Chase 50s Vision, so let's roll the clip. So I was just kind of digging around EB Games here, and I found the newer Mandalorian EB Games exclusive, so I'm definitely going to be getting this today. But while I was digging around, I found a weird one in the back of the WandaVision set, and it was the Chase 50s Vision, so I'm definitely grabbing one of these today. Pretty cool, eh? Well, it's actually one of the first chases I found in the wild in a long time, so I thought it was really neat. Noah and I was super excited when we did find this. But anyways, let's get into this one right here. And what you guys voted on was the Mandalorian flying with the child. And I guess the common version has the child in his arms, but for some reason the exclusive version does not. And it's still a really, really great figure. Now, don't get me wrong, I really do love this Funko Pop. It's just too bad that I couldn't find the other version before this video was supposed to be filmed. But if you guys like this figure, you're definitely gonna like the other one because it's just that little extra child added in his hand. It's just too bad that they didn't swap them, but I feel like I know why they did that, so people would buy both of them, but it's just too bad. And now guys, coming in at number 1, the best Funko Pop of 2020, drum roll please, it is the I Am Iron Man. I don't have the Funko Pop. I'm sorry. I wasn't able to find it in time. COVID. Guys, give me a break here. But yes, it is the I Am Iron Man. There's probably a really bad glam shot on the screen right now. But yes, it was this figure right here. And you guys probably guessed this one because I watched every single top 10 of 2020 video, and this right here was number 1, so it wasn't a big surprise. And now the only reason I was kind of sad that this one was number 1 of 2020 was because the movie came out last year. It was only the fact that the figure came out in 2020 was the reason why it was on this list. If it came out like a couple months earlier or even just a few weeks earlier, it would have been on the other 2019 list. But that's not what happened. It came out in 2020, so it makes the number 1 of this year. And I do know that last year there was an Iron Man on the list. It didn't make the number 1 slot. Captain America actually made the number 1 slot. So it is kind of funny to see another Avenger at number 1. And just like with all the other characters, I am still actively hunting for this one. So if I do see it online or in person at a store, I will definitely pick this up and review it for you guys. But for right now, all we have is this glam shot of it on the screen. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10 Funko Pops of 2020 voted by you. And I hope you guys do follow me on Instagram because we will be doing this again next year to see what you guys come up with. And I'm also really excited to see what Funko comes out with in 2020 because I'm sure there's going to be well, 2021. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get used to that. In 2021, I hope that Funko comes out with some really, really great Funko Pops in 2021, just like they did last year. Oof, it's tough. It's going to take me a couple months to get used to that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys want to see more from me in the future, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that. But this has been another episode of Top Pops. Popsters, thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Dripping like a school. On a forward school. Baby gonna screw. She funny with it. Cool. V5 full thump. I'm a hump on a bounce. Jack and Jill up a hill. Baby tryna get a meal. Mary had a little lamb. I really do not fuck with. And she calling me the muffin man. I surely like the muffin top. Slow. Like my lashes.